And we are live. Good morning, everybody. This is Patrick Lee, and it's time for Midweek Motivation Live. Our topic today in this podcast, we're going to be talking about how you can become your own self-help seminar, how to become your own motivational speaker, how to live a life more rewarding to you and to those around you when we come back right after this. Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well today. Like I said, this is Midweek Motivation Live with Patrick Lee, and now on all major podcast platforms. Wherever you listen to your podcast, you can find us there pretty much. I love that. Today, I want to talk to you about a topic that's been, we talk about motivation. The show, the motto of the show is motivating you to success in every area of life. And we talk about a lot of different things on the show. I have gone over so many topics. We have this number keeps changing and I need to go back and get an accurate count. But I've been doing the show now for 3 years, and that's 52 weeks a year. We've missed a couple for some vacations and travels, a couple of emergencies, but we have over 200 shows. I know for sure, and many of them that have been uploaded as past seasons on most of your podcast platform channels, and you can go back to the beginning of some of those that we've uploaded back. I think we started with shows in October of 2021. We're now in the beginning of 2023, and we're consistently adding more shows into the past seasons and each week as we record new shows. So we've talked about so many topics on motivation, different books that we recommend, seminars that you can go to, different ways to look at life. And this week I've been listening to a lot of speakers. Of course I have to, because I continue to grow, and that's how I continue to bring value and content to you, the listener to the show. So I have to continue to grow me as I continue to try to share to help you. People already tuning in today live from the Amarillo area here in downtown Tower, studio number 1, the First Bank Southwest Tower on the 18th floor in Amarillo, Texas, where it's so flat you can watch your dog run away for 2 days. I can literally see about 20 miles from the window here of my offices as I'm looking towards the west. Hey, Pete, good to see you already on here. People tuning in from all over. And but the title of the show today really is living your own self-help seminar. And people reach out to me regularly. They want to talk about different topics on the show. They private message me, get on Messenger, send me text messages, and comment here on the show as well. And we talk about the different topics that we've had on the show, the different guests that we've had on. And the first main banner of the show today is self-help yourself. And what does that mean? What it really means is not that we all want to eliminate ourselves from the equation at helping you, but self-help yourself really means that if you will apply the things that we all teach and train and share with you, that you can help yourself, kind of like at a buffet table. Help yourself. And it doesn't mean we want to be detached from helping you. It simply means help yourself. When you go in and ask, hey, how much of this food on the table here is available for us to eat? And they say, help yourself. If you would ask your parents at the dinner table, how much can I eat? They say, help yourself. That means help yourself. You can have all you want. And that's what I believe in this space that we're teaching in, training in, talking in. You can self-help yourself, and that it's a play on words. Come on. You can, yes, self-help yourself. If you don't take the action, you do not achieve the benefit, right? You do not get the effect if you do not take action. But you can literally, if you take action, you can help yourself to as much lifestyle, success, finances as you can handle. So it's there for the taking. And we talk about that a lot. All of these different topics: finances, love, health, relationship, marriage tips, how to pick your top five, how to invest, different things that we talk about, how to invest in yourself, your physical body, your mental health. Every year at the beginning of the year, we have a show, we talk about mental health, because through the holidays, it becomes a very, very tough topic for a lot of people that are battling mental issues from loss of loved ones, from things that have gone on in their life, a sense of loss. So I wanted to do this show today really to say, can I live my own self-help seminar? And I believe that answer is a resounding yes, you can. There's a couple of topics we're going to dig into today, and I've shared with you a lot of my heroes in the past. Y'all let me know if you can hear me all right. There are some new features on StreamYard that keep coming out each and every week, and we're using a couple of those. We're going to start updating some of the music. We usually have some motivational music, warrior music playing in the background. Today we have the ability to play a little bit of background music during the show through the app, and in the future we also have some new titles and banners, features that are available that we can use too. So you'll start seeing some new things coming out in the show. But the things that we talk about on the show literally are here. They're all here for you to use and utilize to your better benefit. And we want to talk about a few of those today. So if everything sounds good, we're going to keep on moving forward. One of the shows we previously did, we had an echo going on, and we had to get that corrected. And there, we just have to go into the settings, usually in the technology. It's awesome. Technology is always great when it works right, correct? I love that. Cody says it goes back to leading a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. People can guide you, but you must put in the work yourself. Excellent comment, Cody. Cody's in my top 5. A lot of you probably have guessed that by now, and I'll share this, and it's kind of humorous. When Cody and I met, we really didn't care for each other that much. And he was in another industry, and I was brand new in real estate, and I didn't know if I liked this guy or not. And you know what? When you stay the course, sometimes people are supposed to be in your life for a reason, and you don't know what that is until they've been there a while and you start to figure it out, and relationships change. All of these things we have to live. Listen, we don't just get on here for mindless talk. I don't create this show once a week and get up, put the show together, and invest in technology to get on here and hear myself speak. I learned at a very young age, and was taught from a teacher at a very young age, one of the best ways to learn a topic is to teach it. And I have been thrust into the limelight and the leadership roles ever since I was a young teenager in many different situations. And every time I expressed my fear, my trepidation, whatever it was, or my holding back of jumping into these things they wanted me to do, I was reminded of that repeatedly. The best way to learn a topic is to teach that topic. And one of the things I need in my life the most is motivation. How to learn how to prepare, how to make better preparation so that I can have a better life. I want better relationships, right? I want better finances. I want better mental health. I want all of you to have those same things. So as I continue to lead, listen, learn, attend seminars, read the books, I'm then able to share these topics with you. So self-help yourself. One of the things I want to talk about first, the first thing I'm going to bring up here is utilizing your own assets. Where will I invest my assets? Each one of us has a certain amount of assets, and they are your 3 finites, right? Not infinite, they're finite. You have a limited amount of time. It's the same amount for everybody. You have a limited amount of energy, right? And you have a finite amount of energy. You only have a certain amount of energy, and you only have a certain amount of resources, of finances. At the level that you're at, that is your limit of your finances. So you can only pour those things into people, as I have taught you in the past, as you have an excess that you can share with others. If you allow people to continue dipping their straw, their spoon, their cup, and dip out of your resources, you will find yourself lacking. I'm reading some comments here. Jason, awesome. I have news. My goodness. Hallelujah. That's great. We'll talk after the show. I love it. I love good news. So the where will I invest my assets? Those three: my finances, my energy. Where am I going to invest these things? My time. In books or cookies? Here's the funny question. If I have the finances and I want to grow myself as a person, and I go out and buy cookies consistently on a regular basis, instead of investing in books, whether you like paper books, hardback books, Audible and Kindle. I use Audible and Kindle a lot and download a lot of books. I have paper books. I buy them in bulk. You've seen me on the show, and I share them with people when they love, share the show with friends, refer those out. And many of you watching the show right now have been the recipients of some of those books. And I hope that they enrich your life, enlarge your boundaries in your life, and that 4 or 5 years from now, someone would ask you, how did your life change? How did you become so successful? And you would say, hey, 4 or 5 years ago, Patrick Lee gave me this book. You know what I mean? I was watching his show, and I shared his show, and he sent me a book, and it changed my life. Those are the things that are part of my legacy I want to leave behind. The reason for doing the show. Frank says time, energy, and money. That's it. Your resources. Yes. Yep. Driving, listening to Audible. Amen. I do that a lot. I listen to other podcasts and books while I drive, while I'm doing a lot of other things. I've been remodeling a house. I have a rent house and investment property as part of my legacy journey. And when you get into real estate, that's one of the things that I've always wanted to do, and one of the things that you get the benefit to do. And so I've been laying flooring, brand new flooring throughout this house, and getting it ready for a tenant that's fixing to move in, and have had the house entirely remodeled. But when I'm laying flooring, most of the time I'll listen to a podcast, to a book, or classical music. And you'll find that funny. Patrick, you don't look like a classical music kind of guy. And I'm a classic rock guy. I'm a classic gospel and Christian music guy and praise and worship guy. But when you are doing something that is important, that you make good decisions and you concentrate on what you're doing, especially when you're laying flooring, I have found, and a contractor taught me this years ago, classical music helps you to focus and relax, and you get into a rhythm, and I can actually lay flooring much, much faster and with a much better result when I'm listening to either classical music or a book, because I can get what I'm listening to. I get the gist of that, and it allows me to just get in the groove while I'm laying flooring. So that's just one of my tips, and maybe this is one that helps you. But will I spend my money on books or cookies? If I spend my money on cookies, donuts, cake on a consistent basis, in 4 or 5 years from now, where am I going to be? What is my body going to look like? How is my physical health going to be? And what if I turned around and if it's a dozen donuts, that's $10 where I live. It's $10. But if I bought a book, I can buy 3 books on Audible for $10 a lot of times. Use my codes as I read books and finish them. You get extra points on there, and you can cash in your credits and get free books. You can gift books to other people. So if I bought a dozen donuts once a week for the office, and we don't eat donuts on my team. I think donuts are very tasty, but from the devil. So anyway, they're not good for my health. So we don't buy donuts. I buy books. I'm going to invest my time reading. Am I going to invest my assets in events or sports? If I can go to an event and attend an event that's going to grow me, wouldn't it be a much better investment of my time, my energy, and my finances to go to an event whether that be a self-help seminar that we're talking about here, or a church event, a growth event, a faith event? Or would I just spend that same amount of money to go to a professional football game, a baseball game, a basketball game? How much enjoyment would I get out of the sporting activity versus the mental growth and the self-help, the improvement I'm going to get from the event? I would recommend that many of you attend as many events as you can. And many of the events that you go to may seem regular or normal, but when you put yourself in that environment with big thinkers, big things happen. Many major decisions are made at major events. And it may be that one event that you go to has the tip, the trick, the statement, or the speaker you connect with that can change your life and set you on a whole new path towards success. Jason says, if you don't like something about your life, relationships, home, family, anything, change it. Amen. Jason has his own podcast as well. And Jason has been a past guest on the show and has his own podcast on marriage and family. It's amazing. Amazing. We'll share some more information about that in the future. But it's true. Very, very good point, Jason. And I love sharing when the comments are good, right? Don't stop when the comments are good. So it's all true. Will I invest my assets in meaningful conversations or mindless social media consumption? How many of you spend hours a day? How many of you would just testify on here and say, hey, I need to admit, I literally spend more than 2 hours a day just on my phone on social media or on my computer on social media. Seems like every moment in between a major task, we're spending your time checking Instagram, checking your Snapchat. Creating social media is important, and I used to spend a lot of my time doing it, and I found out that my time could best be spent in much more efficient means for me on the monetary level that I give to myself. So I hired my daughter, and my daughter does social media, and she's paid to do it and does a very good job for me. So my daughter creates social media posts for me. She shares ideas. She emailed me a poem today, a motivational poem, and she said, hey, I want to talk to you about this, and maybe this is something you could add as a comment in the show or share something on it, maybe create a show on it. I said, hey, I'm getting ready to do the show. Email it to me. So I just say, email it to me, text it to me, and let's see if that's something that's going to fit what we're talking about. So I spend my time now more in meaningful conversations, things that are going to help me. The Bible says that iron sharpens iron. So you need to hang out with people that are going to help grow you, that are going to sharpen you and make you a more wise person. Mindless social media consumption dulls the senses, and I believe that it is a tool that is sent here to distract us and cause us to lose focus. Broken focus is one of the biggest contributors to failure in life, success, relationships, marriage in the world today. Broken focus. The comments are going wild. No, today's subject was, Cody thought today's subject was supposed to be women in marriage. Did I get scared off about that? I said, no, we are going to talk about that one soon. In the previous podcast, we talked about men's faults. And I did give everyone the statement that, yes, we will be talking about women in the future. They are not off the hook. They are not on the hook today, but that will be on a future show. He says, none of us would think less of you if you did get scared off from that topic. Absolutely not. I love women. I'm married to one. My wife is one. My mother was one. My grandmother was one. I'm all for women. Women have their faults, just like men do. There's an old saying about that. I'm trying to remember how it goes. Women's faults are many, and men have only two. That's everything they say and everything they do. That was an old joke that my mom used to say a lot in the past. So we'll be talking about women in the future. The next thing I want to talk about on next banner here is, will I commit to a grand life theme? If you want to live your own self-help seminar, I think one of the best ways to do that is to commit to a grand life theme, a theme of my life. What do I want in life? And we've talked about this many times in the past. If you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there, right? What is the theme of my life? Who do I want to become? What kind of a legacy do I want to leave behind? I was at an appointment yesterday with a lender, and we were talking about someone. I'd been to an event yesterday, an economic presentation about the status of our current economy in Amarillo, Texas. And one of the speakers there works. I was at this other company, and they were the speakers, and I just happened to mention this man's name. And this lady said, he is top shelf in my book. I said, really? He's a great speaker. She goes, not only is he a great speaker, but he's the kindest person I know. And that's been said about me, and I'm very proud to wear that badge. I try to be kind, but it was evident in the way this man spoke and carried himself, and then by the way these other people speak about him. He is a kind person. He has a life. She goes, and he's that way to everybody. He doesn't know you, he'll speak to you. He opens doors for you. He'll take time for you and invest in meaningful conversation with you. And that, I believe, those are some of the things that I adhere to as well. I like people to think that I am kind. As I age, I have admitted to my family and some of my teammates that I find myself becoming less patient with others when things start to irritate me or get under my skin. I have started to speak out more about that, when in the past I used to let things eat at me, and I would say to myself and to others, it's water off a duck's back, it doesn't really affect me. And then I learned that if I'm going to be truly honest with myself, I have to be honest with others as well. And if I don't communicate to others when things affect me in a less than pleasant manner, then we don't grow. We're not having the meaningful conversations we tell each other that we need to have. So I have started to share that with others when things don't go the way I think they should, or if we did not get the effect I thought that we should. I have started to share those things because that's part of my life theme. I need to be brutally honest with myself as well as others and let them know if we're going to grow, we have to be able to have open, meaningful conversation. Hello, Mary. Thank you as well for watching. You are a very dear friend. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So will I commit to a grand life theme? If I want my life to be better, if I want to move forward in excellence, will I commit to that? And I challenge each of you to do that if you want to live your own self-help seminar. If you were putting on your self-help seminar, this is in the title of the show on social media, and it will be on the podcast channels as well. The blurb at the beginning, it challenges you with that. If you were going to attend a self-help seminar that fit your life and had the most effect in every area of your life, what would it be? And it is up to you to create that. I can give you ideas. Many of the people that you will read and their books and listen to their podcasts as well, their YouTube shows can help you, but you need to learn to apply those to your life. Commit to a grand life theme. If I were going to have a self-help seminar directed directly at me, what would the theme of that self-help seminar be? That is the question. The next topic, will I improve my attitude? My attitude towards life, work, and friends. Cynicism versus faith and belief. What are you talking about, Patrick Lee? Attitude, not altitude. Attitude, not aptitude, determines your altitude. So how you think about life, not how smart you are about certain things. Wisdom and smarts are not always the same thing. But you can have a very high aptitude and a very poor attitude and never achieve anything in life. Your attitude, and I'm not talking about the power of positivity, because positivity will only take you so far. There are so many people that believe that the power of positive thinking is the secret, and it's not. I can share that with you wholeheartedly. You can believe how do I say this to where I don't offend a whole bunch of people? I'm not saying that positivity in and of itself is bunk, but I'm kind of saying that positivity in and of itself is bunk, because that positivity that actually comes from your mindset, and having the proper mindset stems from having belief based in faith, being cynical versus a person of faith and belief. So positivity in and of itself, I'm a positive person, don't get me wrong. I do not have a negative bent or a bone in my body that says I'm going to think the worst about everyone and everything. And many of you do, you know, people like that they believe the worst about everything. And I do try to believe the best about everything because I'm a faith guy, I'm a belief guy, and I'm a mindset guy. And if you get your mindset right, you can literally achieve the things in life that you want. My attitude towards everything, towards my life. Does life suck? How many of you have said, my life just sucks? Or your friends have said things like that to you. You've got to quit talking to yourself that way. Everything that you say goes out of your mouth and into your ears and into your spirit at that point. And your brain, your spirit believes what it hears, whether someone else hears it or says it or you say it. So you've got to control that tongue to where you start saying the correct things about who you are, about how your life is, about your relationships. So I believe in positive affirmations. Yes. Do I get up every day and speak my positive affirmations to myself? No. No, I don't. And I know people that do, and I have affirmations and I speak them over myself. I pray them over myself regularly, but I don't get up every day and look in the mirror and say, doggone it, you're handsome and you're wonderful and you're rich and everybody loves you, because that only goes so far. But I speak it to myself throughout the day. I am a person of influence. I am moderately handsome. My wife thinks I'm gorgeous. I make a large amount of money and I use it to help my friends. God meets my needs. I am blessed. I'm the head and not the tail, right? These are the ways that I speak to myself throughout the day. Terry, thank you for always pouring into these around you. Thank you. Thank you, my brother from another mother, but with the same daddy. Wow, my daughters watch both of my daughters. That's awesome. I'm impressed. Jason says, if your life sucks, change it. Boom. Dropping bombs right there, Jason. That is, will I improve my attitude towards my life, towards my job? If you have a job and it's Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and you haven't gotten a raise in a while, and you say, well, if they're not going to pay me anymore, I'm not going to come in early. If this is all the money I'm going to make, I'm certainly not going to stay late. If every time there's overtime available and you slide out the back door instead of raising your hand saying, I'll take it, are you a good employee? Does that attitude towards your job benefit you 3 years from now when your boss is looking for someone to promote or to give a raise? If you come into work every day and say, this is all they're going to pay me, so this is all I'm going to do, how well will that benefit you 5 years down the road? Probably not very well. But if every day you came into work and said, hey, no matter what, if this is, I'm supposed to work Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and I may not ever get a raise, but I may get a raise, I'm going to start coming in early. And if I come in early, it's going to make it easier. You know, hey, it's 15 or 20 minutes or 30 minutes, and it's going to make my day go easier because I got a head start on my day. Or if I've got a few more tasks to finish to feel like I had a great day and I got enough done, I may want to stay 30 minutes late. And just for my own personal self-feeling when I get out of here that I feel like I did a good thing, I did a good day's work, I'm going to stay a few minutes extra and I'm going to get the day's work done. How many of you know that when you go home and sit down on the couch, when you get home and prop up your feet, it's going to be with a much better attitude towards your job and towards your well-being? Because even if you're more tired, if you've spent more time, the joy and the fulfillment you get from a job well done far outweighs that other attitude of cynicism and failure and limited belief. And a year down the road, when it's time to give someone a raise, do you think they're going to come to you if you've been working overtime or coming in early and staying late, or to the person that's always the first to leave, never gets there early? Sometimes they get there late and leave early. Many of you know those people. They get there late and they leave early. They never seem to get punished for that. So it sort of demotivates you. And you're like, why should I do better? Well, because you're not them. You want to live a better life. You have a better attitude, a better work ethic. So I would encourage you to do that. Having this lifestyle or this attitude of cynicism is the death blow to success. Always being critical of everything everyone else does or every situation that you get into is the death blow to success in your life. On to the next topic. We're almost done here and out of time. Goal setting. Yes, it is still important. So if you want to live your own self-help seminar, we continue to go back to this topic. You need to have goals, and it talks about your grand theme, your life theme. In every area of life, if you're going to be motivated to success in every area of life, you need to have some goals in every area of life. Financial goals, physical goals, and relationship goals. I highly urge you to set those goals. When I got into real estate 9 years ago, my goal was to get into real estate, and I was turning 50. I've shared this with you, and it took me a long time to get here, but at least I got here. And I started learning to set business goals from the very beginning of how many transactions I wanted to do that year. And then you break those transactions down to how many do I need to do each month, week, and day, and how many phone calls do I have to make? How many people in my life do I have to pour into to get an appointment that will turn into a buyer or turn into a seller? And once you run those numbers, you determine how much activity in business you're going to have to do to achieve the amount of sales you need to achieve to reach the amount of financial success you want to reach. And it all comes down to how many relationship appointments do I have to have? Because your financial goals are all driven by your relationship appointments. Ding, 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 winner, winner, chicken dinner. I can't say that to you more clearly. The amount of financial freedom and success you want to have in the future is directly related to having clear set goals and turning those goals, breaking them down by the numbers, into relationship events. Conversations will turn into relationships, which turns into business. Peter says, what you put into it will be your own outcome. Strive for the best. Great comment. We must always strive for the best. And then finally, I want to tell you this. No man is an island unto himself. I don't remember who said that. I could have looked it up. I didn't say it first. It's a famous quote. No man is an island unto himself. The power of tribes. With our previous guest on here, I had Don Schminka here, graduate from MIT and Johns Hopkins. The guy's just brilliant. Traveled all over the world and studied tribal activity in many different nations. And Cody and I have discussed this. We've shared a book back and forth on tribal activity, The Tribe of Millionaires. I recommend that book. It's a great book. And Tribal Leadership, another great book. But no man is an island unto himself. We need people around us. We need people to hold us accountable. We need people to help us with our idea creation. That was another topic of a show. And we need our tribe. Our tribe, our small tribe, of course, is you and your spouse, your family. That's your tribe. That's one tribe. Your top 5 people in your life that you allow to pour into your life, that you can bounce ideas out of and invest into. That's another part of your tribe. And your sphere of influence is your overall tribe. Who knows, loves, and trusts you in your phone right now that's in your tribe? We need our tribe. It's said that if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together, right? So it takes a lot of us to go further because we can all help carry each other's load. We can all help lift each other up when we have moments of weakness. When we are feeling doubt and despair, we can reach out to a friend. We have that person that's there to hold up our hands when they are sagging, to lift up our spirits when we can be down on ourselves sometimes. We need each other. We are a relational race, a relationship-based life form, and one person living alone would surely die quickly. We need people around us. Now, I watch on YouTube, I watch some survival videos. It's kind of funny. I was up late last night, and I usually watch a lot of off-grid videos, and I've watched some of these videos of people. They live in the Great Barrier Reef and islands off Australia, and it's like, hey, I'm going to survive on a deserted island for 7 days with nothing but a knife and a piece of fishing line and a hook. And they drop them off on this island, and they learn how to survive for 7 days by themselves. You may have been fascinated with the TV show called Alone, and they drop these mountain men off out in the wilderness in Alaska somewhere, and see how long they can live on their own and make it and become self-sufficient. And what I have determined, if you watch any of these, you will determine that in a very short amount of time, these people start battling things that you and I should never have to battle. And many of the people tap out on these shows out of sheer loneliness alone. They're like, man, I've been here for 7 days. I miss my wife. I miss my kids. I miss my friends. I miss my job. And this aloneness is killing me. There are some of you that have a very strong constitution and a sense of aloneness and self-sufficiency, and you may thrive in the wilderness for a while. You may like to be alone with your thoughts for a while, but the longer you are left alone, the crazier you will become. I'm just going to say it like that. So you need good people around you. You need a tribe that's going to lift you up, help you with accountability, help you with motivation, and also just help you with the work, helping others carry the load. That's it for today, guys. I sure hope that you got something out of the show. Bonus tip today: rest to recharge, eat to refuel. What does that mean? Don't spend too much time on the couch watching TV, sleeping in every day. Rest is meant for us to recharge our batteries. And that's all it's meant for. If your life goal is for you to hit the couch and do nothing, that's a very, very poor and negative mindset for you to live in. You need to get rest to recharge and then move on, seize the day, win the day, go after your goals. And then secondly, eat to refuel. Food is there for us to enjoy. I don't think I don't enjoy food, but my main goal in eating food is simply to refuel my body. Rest to recharge, eat to refuel. Food is fuel. You need to eat enough for you to set the goal ahead and do the work at hand, but not to the point that you eat so much that it slows you down and it puts you into a coma. Rest to recharge, eat to refuel. As always, have a blessed day. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate that. Courage begins at the end of your comfort zone, so get out there and get uncomfortable. Until next time, this has been Patrick Lee with Midweek Motivation Live. We will see you next time.